Hi, welcome to this week's edition of Live Well with Barrie. And this week we have the great Ben Love. Here he is.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Oh my.
So tell me the story, because for the first time I met you at the Misty Copeland film, which was A Dancer's Tale by Nelson George.
Nelson George.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's the questions and answers.
Yeah.
And you jumped up on your crutches, which are over there somewhere. And
Forgot that I had.
yeah, I forgot that you had crutches.
I
Jumped up and asked very pertinent questions and told a very pertinent story. And I thought, this guy's interesting. And as it transpires, we have been intertwined with friends and acquaintances.
Amazing.
For about 30 years.
Yeah.
But the first time we seemed to clap eyes on each other was at the
Thanks to you
Ritzy.
for coming out. I think fantastic.
That guy's interesting. He's what I want. So, let's start at the beginning, because you said you were born in Nairobi.
Yes.
Right. So, what were you doing in Nairobi? Were you already dancing?
No, in Nairobi, I was basically a young kid,
Okay.
8 or 9, and activity that time after school would be football.
Right.
Football and dancing at the same time,
Okay.
as you do in Africa.
That's contradictory.
Yeah, you play, football was a kind of dance.
Well, it is like dancing, yeah.
You move your body, it's not just...
Yeah.
So that kind of was just an automatic, natural thing we do.
Right.
And then when our parents wanted to move back to England, I was 10 years old.
Right.
And we moved up to Derbyshire, in between Nottingham and Derby.
So you were born in Nairobi?
Yes.
Are your parents from Nairobi?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my mother's African.
Right.
My father's English.
All right. Okay.
And I met my mum over there. So obviously, the next trip was to move back.
I see. I was trying to work out the journey of coming to live in England. What was the reason?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
And how old were you when you came to London?
10 years old.
Or England?
10 years old.
Right.
So I went to school, boys' school.
Right.
And the first thing was the football. There was no dancing.
Yeah.
Football, cricket.
Was it a boarding school?
It was a grammar school.
Right.
Football, cricket, running, all those subjects were obviously pushed towards me.
Yeah.
Cricket I didn't like. Running, only 100 meters I loved. And the football I loved, of course.
Get it over and done with.
There's a long journey across. I can't do any of that nonsense too much. And then and I was playing football, and we picked up our scout who said, we'd like to take you to Everton Football Club.
Right, because you were telling me that you played for Everton, is it? Right.
Everton youth team for trials.
So what age was that? What age group was that?
I was 15.
Okay.
15. I was going back and forth to Liverpool, trial. I was going to Nottingham, Forest, Derby County. Everybody wanted to try, to see me. I was going through that period of, football was going to be so-called my career.
Right. Oh, right.
Until I met...
so you were really on a serious level with the football?
Yeah, I thought, I'm going to be a footballer, But I didn't think in terms of football now.
Right.
The money way. I was thinking I thought it was great. Why not take it as the next step up? Until one day I met a young lady who was a dancer. And she said, listen, Dance Day of Harlem in town. Are you interested? I was thinking, who's Dance Day of Harlem? And they said, it's a black company from New York, it's ballet, but they do a mix of style. Oh, interesting, let's go. So I went, sat there in the audience, and they did a ballet called Troy Games. And it's based on Brazilian martial art to percussion.
Right.
These 12 guys came on stage, and it was just like lifting off in the plane. I just went, my eyes opened, because the reference was Kenya, Maasai, dancing, physical movements.
Is it like capoeira?
Yes, but it was ballet. It was these guys on bodies are moving, jumping, turning. I thought, this is amazing. My body went, I want to do this. I need to know how to do this.
Right.
So after the performance,
so that captivated you instantly.
Absolutely. Went backstage, waited for one of the dancers to come out the stage door. Ran up to him and said, "Listen, sorry to be. I don't need your autograph.
Don't want to be a groupie.
I don't want to be a groupie. Yes. How do I do what you did on stage?" Just like looking at me like, "Okay, do you ballet? Do you do ballet?" I'm like, "Don't even know anything about ballet." Well, start with ballet. That's your first step. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Yes.
Good advice.
Good advice. So when I was playing football, I used to think, in the back of my head, okay, ballet. You know, obviously we didn't have Google at that time, so I couldn't look it up. And so I thought, okay. So I looked around for a ballet class, and I found a little school that taught ballet with little girls. I thought, all right, okay. So I went, knocked on the door, and the woman looked at me and said, can I help you? Can you teach me ballet? And she looked at me like I was an alien. She went, okay, Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, 7 o'clock, we come and do ballet class.
Yeah.
So I could see little girls, 10 years old, with the pink tutus doing. I thought, Ben, what are you doing? What are you doing? Everyone thought I was mad. So I never told any of the guys who played football. So every Wednesday I go there at the bar, try and learn the ballet with the little girls, telling me what to do. That was embarrassing. I was like, no form, no structure, just...
Well, I mean, it was your first encounter with ballet, so...
the French terms of the steps I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I was like I thought, is this dancing? This is not the dancing I know. You know?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I've got to continue this. Slowly, by a couple of months, 3-4 months, I slowly started picking up. I got the French book, I got the ballet book, history of ballet in the French terms.
So by now, was the football waning into insignificance? Or
yeah, it was kind of slowly, yeah. And then the coach used to notice a couple of things I wasn't doing. And then he got to find out because some of the guys followed me to the ballet class. And then next
Talk
month...
about secret squirrel.
Yes. And this was before Billy Elliot.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So they found out, they were laughing, they were like in the dressing room like this, doing the ballet.
Uh-huh.
I thought, oh no, they found out. And the coach said, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ballet. What are you doing? I'm like, I like it. Like, you're not.
You're not.
You couldn't get the word out.
Yeah.
You couldn't you're not. They kept doing this. I'm like, gay? It was like, no, I'm not gay. I just enjoy ballet. What kind of man would enjoy ballet?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So he goes, okay, that was it. I auditioned to schools in London, got in several. I picked arts education school for one reason, because the all-round.
So that was art ed.
Arts ed, yep.
And you said it was in Barbican.
Yep.
Because I'm sure there's one also in Chiswick, isn't it?
It moved from Barbican to Chiswick because the lease ran out.
Okay.
Down Golden Lane, you turn left.
That's
just
right,
before the Barbican Theatre.
Right.
It was an amazing building. It was like, in time, it was like fame. Because everybody was that side stretching, this energy of dancers going up the steps to this beautiful Victorian building.
Let me tell you, this guy is too young to know about fame, which hurts me to my heart. Because I remember fame, I even bought leg warmers, but we won't talk about that. Yeah.
So that was it. And I think everything else was amazing. Everything on that journey through the school.
So when did you finally decide to stop the football, take up the...
Well, as soon as I got into the school, as soon as I came down for the audition. Right. The audition was terrible, by the way. I mean, I didn't know anything. I think there was a row of people on the panel, and they go, okay, next one, Benjamin Love, we would like to see a solo. First we had a ballet class.
Yeah.
Terrible. And then we had to do a solo. Terrible. I thought, forget it. It's not going to happen.
Back to football, back to Everton.
Back to the football, yeah. And then I received a letter that said, congratulations, you've made it to the arts education school. I was like, I won the lottery.
Which is really proof that things don't always turn out the way you think they will.
Yeah.
You may think your performance isn't worthy but that's why it's probably best to still persevere and do it.
Yeah. I gave him energy.
Yeah.
That's one thing I gave him.
Yeah.
Energy. Yeah. To get a step right, I didn't.
Had you been disheartened and thought, I'm not good enough, I won't, but, the rest of the journey wouldn't have happened.
Absolutely. And the journey from there, the 3 years in the school was amazing. Best time of my life. It was fun. We just danced and did things that,
And here is where you start paying.
Yeah. Things that, even when I look back and think, how did I get through that? And then moved to New York on a scholarship to do Russian ballet.
So how did that come about?
I just thought my technique wasn't strong enough.
Right.
So I thought I need to get more. So I thought, okay, the Russians. Male Russian dancers, athletes.
They're on another level, really.
The training is different, everything. So I wanted to experience that. So
New York was the place.
I went to New York, started attacking all the dance classes there, did ballet classes at the studio.
And how old were you at that stage?
18.
Okay.
Until in 19.
Did you go to anyone or did you just go to New York?
I went to New York for $200 or £200.
Right.
And I thought, oh, £200. And there's another story. £200. Arrived, I got a taxi. I thought, I've got to do what the film is. Get a yellow cab.
A yellow cab?
And go over Brooklyn Bridge.
Okay.
I've got to do that. So I did.
Okay.
I sat there and I was like,
I can't believe this is really happening.
I thought I was on a different journey. And I arrived at this bar, sat there, amazing cocktail bar actually. I wanted to have a martini. So I sat there with one martini.
You have in your mind from TV.
So I sat there with a martini. I had a little book with where to stay, hostels. I was looking for, okay, I've got £200 I need to budget. And I finished the drink. And I was looking, and then suddenly another drink came. And I was like, no. And he goes, the guy over there bought you a drink. I was like, okay. So he came over, introduced himself. In his 50s, he's like, like to buy a drink. Fine. Started chatting. Are you English? Yes, from London. What are you doing in ballet? I love ballet. We got chatting for 4 hours.
Really?
And he said, where are you staying, by the way? I'm like, yeah, good point. I need to find. He goes, I have a spare room. I live uptown, west. I've got a spare room. You can stay there. And all the crazy things were going in my head. I was thinking, oh, no, I've heard about New York, American Psycho, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's like, finally ended up a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And I stayed in his apartment. And for like a year and a half, amazing. We became great friends. And then I moved back. And the first company I joined was a Portuguese National Ballet in Lisbon.
Right. So basically, when you were in New York, you were just doing classes.
Just classes, training classes.
Right.
Just improve the technique.
Came back to London and then joined.
Well, I came back to London and I heard there was an audition for Portuguese National Ballet.
Yeah, because I see there's Brazil and Portugal in your repertoire as well.
Yeah. So the guy auditioned me. I went over to Lisbon, auditioned there, and he said, yeah. I started off in the quarter ballet. There's 65 dancers in the company.
Wow.
I thought I've just joined one of the biggest company. Great. I wanted to start from the quarter ballet, work upwards. I thought this is ideal. The repertoire was great. Our first tour was to Brazil. Oh, this is it. I'm in the ballet, performing at the Opera House in Lisbon.
Wow.
So then I stayed there for a year and a half, 2 years, get the training, and then I moved back to London and I joined London City Ballet with Princess Diana, who was a patron.
Yes, London City Ballet.
Yeah, I joined London City Ballet.
Fantastic ballet company.
Yep. And then spent a couple of years there, and then went to Northern Ballet Theatre, Christopher Gable. Great company again. A lot of touring, like 120 or something a year. Hard on the legs. And I wanted time out, and a friend of mine, Paul Henry, said, why don't you come to Norway? Oh, yeah, okay. Never been to Norway. Yeah, why not? Jumped on the plane, went to Norway, worked with him for a while.
Well, listen, Norway's a stone's throw. If you can go to New York.
Yeah, absolutely. So Norway was a contemporary company, carte blanche, very good. And I was back to leave, to come back to London, and the Norwegian National Ballet director asked me to come and join the Norwegian National Ballet Company.
Okay.
So, okay, just gave me a contract. I went over to Oslo, and I joined the national company there. And I did solo work for about a year. Loved it. I thought I'd go back to London now, see what's happening in London. Back to London, looked around, very sad. Nothing was happening.
Really? So what years was that?
94, 95, 96 period. And I thought, so I started kind of doing choreography. I started working with dancers, and I set up a little company called Ben Love Dance Theatre, and I thought, okay, I didn't really like the name, but I'll do it. And we did first performance at the Riverside Studios. I did 4 pieces to Nina Simone.
Right.
And then I thought, okay, so I changed the name to Ballet Soul. I wanted kind of more of a classical company to present what London's about, the diversity.
The melting pot.
Melting pot, we don't have that. I saw there's a big market. So I got commissioned to start working on a ballet at the Opera House.
Which was?
Awakening.
That was your own work?
Yep. And I did
Your
the ballet. My own creation, 90-minute piece with orchestra.
Nice.
Full length, first African ballet with a story, narrative to it.
Right.
We took to
So when was that on?
2004.
So when you do something like that, is there always a possibility that you can bring it back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could be redone. I can do that again. It's part of the ballet style repertoire.
Right.
Like at the moment, we're working on Othello, Shakespeare's Othello. There'll be a modern version. Updated version, looking at Othello as an African man that was portrayed as a general of the army. Taking it totally different. And also Iago, looking at both characters in a different way.
Now tell me about your period in China, because that was an interesting piece with the Nixon.
Oh no, it wasn't in China. It was called Nixon in China.
Nixon in China.
It was working with Mark Morris, who was a choreographer, at the Colosseum. I danced
because that was quite a political piece, wasn't it?
Yes. And at the Colosseum, I did that, and also I danced the Pearl Fishers as an Indian Pearl Fishers opera, and I danced the Indian boy diving for the pearls.
Right.
So I had good experience dancing there too, at the Colosseum. So, and the dancing career kind of like took different ways. I kind of did contemporary, I did ballet, I did all kinds of.
Well, you had
jazz.
a great foundation, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think Art Said was the driving force of that.
They give you just such a great foundation.
Yes, absolutely.
Across the board dance.
Yes. And I thought, okay, so now, we're at the moment now in 2017 where we're in partnership with a great theatre, Peckham.
Now, this is what caught me because we're in Peckham, I need to let you know. Peckham borders of Camberwell. We're in Peckham Theatre, Ballet Company, Ballet Soul. Who would have thought? And you don't hear about this.
No.
Consequently, that's why I thought, I've got to talk to this guy because really people need to know about this place.
Yes. Already we have up to 200 kids from 5 up to 17.
200 kids.
200 kids dance, theatre, singing, drama and ballet. So now my job now is...
So it's an all-round theatre school that does everything.
Yes.
Acting.
Yeah. And this week we've got Cinderella in the honour of the theatre. So it's producing a diverse kind of audience and kids to just enjoy the performance.
Now the children that you said, 200 of them, age range from
5 years old upwards.
Up to
18.
Right. What are their backgrounds? Are they local children?
Yes.
Are they children that travel in from outside?
I think probably 80% of local kids.
Right.
Yeah, Peckham.
Of all
South
the
London.
ethnicities?
Yep, absolutely. That's
Large
what's so
number
great
of
about
boys,
this.
girls?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what's so great about this place.
And
this is much
never
needed.
hear about this. I mean,
Much needed.
you never hear about this.
Originally it was based at Peckham Library. And obviously, Teresa's worked very hard to get a new building. And this is amazing. This is what's come out of.
And how long has this been here?
To be, I think, a couple of years now, 2 or 3 years.
Oh, so it's quite
very
recent.
New. Yeah, recent, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it's going in the right direction. Lots of great kids here. And, my job is to find the talent here to push them to the next stage.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the legacy you leave.
Absolutely.
Because you were taught.
Yep.
And even though people say kind of negative things sometimes about teachers, if you can't do it, teach it, and things like that, which I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah.
But without the teacher, you can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the legacy you leave is teaching them all to go forward and do whatever they want to do with it.
We've got a program coming up in 2018. We're going to the schools to obviously
to recruit
more boys.
Right.
To say, ballet doesn't have to be what you think it is.
Yeah.
Example.
Break that mindset.
Break that mindset. Get away from this kind of thing ballet you think, it's something feminine. It's not. And enjoy the physical side of the ballet and be an athlete.
Absolutely. And I mean, the thing is, ballet now, as you're even more of an athlete than you were before. It's, because you find all through sports and everything, it's much harder now. If you were to take the tennis players from the 1920s and bring them to play Serena Williams.
Yeah.
No chance.
No.
You know, you become a stronger animal, whether it be sports and dance.
Yeah, that's a great way of saying it, because at the end of the day, it's like the ballet requires the work ethic is the most important thing.
Yeah, the discipline.
The discipline of, and that's steadies
More
you
so than
for life.
the other disciplines.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Because at the end of the day, ballet, you cannot cheat. It's a textbook. There's no way to cheat. You can't cheat it.
Yeah.
This is how it is, and this is here for 100, 200 years. You can't cheat. No, you can't be doing something that is not in the textbook.
Yeah.
That's why it's so precise. You have to work on every little detail.
Right.
If you want to be a classical dancer.
So, mister, you're on crutches.
Oh, yeah.
What's happened to you?
I had a hip operation.
Okay.
And the thing about the hip operation is wear and tear on one leg, that I used to just dance on one leg, basically.
Right.
That changing that, and always tell the students that you have to balance, to work on both legs.
Sides equally.
Making sure that you...
Because as you were saying earlier, you know, it's like you always had a kind of a lead leg. I remember that.
Lead leg, yeah.
Just to do the choreography.
You
It
tend
would
to
be
do what?
5, 6, 7, 8, and forward
Always
goes
going
that
on
right leg.
the strongest
Forward
leg.
goes that right leg.
Yeah. He just had enough. I thought, oh, this is it.
Yeah, it just said,
That's it.
I'm
I'm
out of
finished.
here.
I'm finished. I'm out of here.
So how long ago did you have the operation?
4 weeks ago.
Oh, that's recent to say.
Yeah. I'm feeling great. I think it's a rebirth
Yeah.
of Ben Love. This is it. Another 3 weeks. Bang.
Okay.
Can. Boom, boom, boom. You know?
And
But
back
I'm
to
not going back
teaching.
that. Yeah, back to teaching, back to choreography, back to getting the performance up ready for this year. We're doing, obviously, development period of Othello and also pre-production this year and getting it out to the venues, touring.
Right.
So 2018 is a
a big year.
big year.
How many choreographers do you have, or is it all on you?
It's all me. I'm directing it, choreographing it. Basically. Full story, full 95 minutes show.
Directing, choreographing,
Yep.
producing.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
I've written, I've adapted the Shakespeare to the dance. So it's keeping the same storyline, but obviously structuring it in a way that is dance.
Right.
The characters, the music, the visual technology with it.
So you're an extremely busy guy. I mean, you've got so much going on. As you say, you're producing, choreographing, directing, and as well organizing.
Yeah.
Because that's all part of it. None of it can happen unless it's organized. And
But we're going to get a good team. We've got an office upstairs. We've got a good team coming on board.
what do you do to keep your equilibrium and look after Ben Love?
I like to
I love that name, I have to say, Ben Love. It sounds fictitious, doesn't it?
I like to spend an hour in the studio just for my mind, peace, quiet, warm
Dancing or just sitting
up,
on thinking?
warming slowly,
Yeah.
go through my body, just making sure that everything is ready. And the mind's ready, and then I can start thinking about the choreography.
Right.
I have to do that first before I think about the choreography. I can't do it the other way.
You have to settle your mind.
By just doing simple things like years of like coming in, just lying on the floor, doing little exercises, slowly breathing, just
Well, I guess
silence.
it's almost like
Silence.
warming your mind up to
Yes,
create.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
You have to have that. I think any artist have to have that silence for at least half an hour and just be in your own zone.
My producer always insists on silence before we start. I just wanted to say that. I'm going, let's start. Come on, let's start. Anyway.
Yeah, and I go through the things I've been doing since I've been a dancer. It's like all the exercises. I do the same exercises. It hasn't changed.
Well, nothing's
Same.
changed, really.
No,
does it?
same
I mean,
exercises.
It is
No,
what it is, because
feet-
the foundation was so great at the beginning. There's nothing to change.
Feet
Just-
warm up, turn out warm up.
Those ankles,
extensions,
get
ankles, strong ankles, plies, stretching the back, exercising. And then you feel ready. I'm ready with a cup of tea, whatever, coffee. Look at the script format. Look at the dancers. Or auditions. I've got audition dancers. I've looked at dancers.
Right. Are you auditioning at the moment?
We get dancers from all over the world, send me CVs and I look through them and I find the right ones they're going to fit. Because it's not just about, it's about the personality. It's about a team.
Yeah.
Are they going to fit in the team? They got the personality. Are they going to do that extra 10% for you? Are they just going to fit into that less? You just have to, you can see, but I always like to interview, I always like to talk to dancers.
Yeah.
So I can get a personality.
Yeah.
Basically, because it's important because they're the ones that are going to be performing. They're the ones that...
And the thing is, it's like anything. You teach someone an art, you give them a gift. They might become better than you at it with their own interpretation of it because they interpret it with their character and personality.
Absolutely.
You've given them the steps, but they do the steps completely differently from you or the next person.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, that's why I have an idea, I have a structure of a choreography. Like, Othello, I have a structure, I know exactly, timeline. I know exactly when Iago, Othello's on stage. I know exactly who comes on and comes on. So for me, for a dancer who's portraying that certain character, has to take that character, read about it, come back and perform it and give that performance. Yeah. I know if I see things that they're doing is great, fantastic, we keep it because they're not machines. They're artists too. Yeah. So I let them create also.
Producing androids.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
a two-way thing. So I always let them kind of freedom of movements.
Yeah.
Obviously keeping on the rhythm and musically
So when are you off your crutches and ready to be back to?
Hopefully by 15th of January.
And that can't come soon enough, can it? I can see it's
absolutely,
like jumping at the bit.
I do my exercises, but it's quite hard when it's frustrating for me.
Yeah, I want to do it. I want to start.
But you can't. It's like you can't. You have to do it very slowly. I've got physio tomorrow again, and I've got to see the surgeon next week to just check everything is.
Yeah. So how often are you having the physio?
Twice a week. Yeah. And I also do my own thing because I know my body.
Yeah.
Years of
better
ballet.
than anybody.
You know exactly what you're doing. So, I like to have my own time. Like, if I come here, I can just studio here and I do my little warm up here.
Yeah.
And it's great that we have this great space. Fantastic space.
It is a lovely space.
The theatre's 200 seater.
As I say, I'm still in awe that it's in the middle of Peckham, Camberwell.
Thank you very much. Yes. Serving Peckham's always had a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Constant bad reputation, this, that. But like you just said, we need to hear about good things happening.
Absolutely.
In the community.
Yeah. So tell me, what did you think about the Misty Copeland story, where I actually met you?
Yes. I think it was great you did. I thought it was great you approached me like that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, hi, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know Mr. Copeland is a great dancer.
Indeed.
Fantastic dancer. Obviously, the documentary, I thought it wasn't deep enough, but it was good.
Yeah.
It's showing her doing things that people need to know, but I just thought that...
it did skirt around certain things.
Yes, didn't get to a point.
Yeah.
I really wanted to know more about, because it was all about her injuries. I know injuries are the most, key thing about a dancer. Prove it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see how she coped with it afterwards, how her mind coped with injury afterwards.
Yeah.
Basically, because it was a serious injury that she had. Probably more serious than what I've got.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So it was a...
And shin splints and fragments of bone all the time coming.
I had shin splints when I was in Northern Ballet Theatre because for the stages.
Well, athletes get it as well.
It's like
it's the
bang all the time, constantly.
The jump in, the land and bang, whether it be dance or sport. Shin splints are part and parcel of activity.
And her being she's a jumper. She jumps.
She does.
So that's the reason why, she has because she could, when you see her jump, she jumps.
And she goes high and the weight, bang, when it comes down.
Absolutely. And I just think, I enjoyed it. And I just thought, that's what we need in London, with UK. We need...
But I was quite disappointed because there was some negative things said about
from the audience.
Her. Yeah, from the audience. I didn't think that was a place for negativity.
No. I mean,
for me, that story is about pure positivity.
One negativity was about skin color.
Yeah.
She's not dark enough.
She's not dark enough.
I mean, what a kind of comment.
Yeah.
You know.
The fact that she's black.
Celebrate what she's doing.
Yeah.
Celebrate. She's still black. I mean, she's black. She's black, and she's doing something for the community. She's leaving a legacy for the community.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just such a negative comment.
Yes. And the thing is, with her blackness, she is still trying to bring people through.
Yes.
Because it always opens the doors for other people.
Yes.
You know, once they see that's happened, it opens the doors.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But it's as if people overlook that or don't see that.
Yes.
They
absolutely.
just see that they don't think she's dark enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too negative.
Very negative. And that's what we don't need. We don't need that. You know? We need positive people.
Always.
There's negative. Doesn't, and that's what I think there's a lot of things happening also in the dance world. I think it's something to do with frustration, jealousy. I'm not sure what it is in the arts sometimes. As black folks, we need to support each other.
Absolutely.
We don't actually get that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Everything is separated. Everyone's doing their own thing, but nobody gets together as a partnership and say, let's do something positive.
Yeah, all the time I'm saying.
And the other thing I think was that what Josette did.
Yeah.
She brought a positive and bring everybody together. Theatre, opera, and ballet.
A force
Fantastic.
to be reckoned with.
Yes.
But you doing your bit over there, you doing a bit over there, you doing a bit over there. It doesn't amount to anything significant.
No, exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah. That's the reason I partnership with Theatre Peckham, because we were doing something positive.
And as I say, safety in numbers almost.
Absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
more power in numbers. So from January, when this hip is ready, where do you start? What's the first thing you're going to be doing?
We've got classes here.
Classes.
Back to teaching the kids here.
Okay.
For the next, and then we start on our research and development of fellow auditioning dancers.
And that is to go into production when?
Hopefully end of May, June.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
So starting mid-Jan.
Yep.
And how often are the classes?
At the moment, I think it's 3 times a week here.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So,
okay.
So, you know, we want to work to do more classes. Basically, especially on a Sunday, maybe start picking the ones that do a lead class for them, the ones that are really going to show to be the future.
Yes.
Basically, start building them up.
Well, we're definitely going to be seeing some of their work.
Absolutely, yes.
And the
professional dancers.
Yes. So we look forward to that. Well, definitely you're an inspiration, mister.
Thank you so much,
Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
To record your great story.
Yes. It's a story, isn't it?
Again, this is exactly what we want, the positivity here in Peckham, Camberwell, and he's still creating. Thank you for joining us, and see you next week. Bye. Yeah.